Hi, and good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today on the first of one of four charity streams supporting JDRF International and the Barton Center for Diabetes Education. Um, just want to say, look at this lovely group. We're going to have a lot of shenanigans today, and let's raise some money for diabetes research and to help some type 1 diabetic kids go to summer camp this summer. I have links in chat and chat commands if you would like to learn a little bit more about the organization, as well as the donation links. We do have incentives for all the games, but I'm going to leave that up to Anniek as she tells us about Ryuutama and what you can do to make our lives harder today.
Or easier.
Or easier.
So yes, welcome. We are playing Ryuutama today. It is both adorable and terrible. It's cute until you fail a roll, and then we're talking Oregon Trail meets 72 hours. So our players have dice that, tell us about their abilities, and they're what they can roll when certain things need to be done, like survive or wake up without falling out of bed and breaking a leg. So donation incentives mainly involve the dice our players can use to accomplish things. If you donate $5, you can pick a player and they get to increase a dice type for one of their abilities. So, say someone has a D4 for intellect, like certain people I know, they can make it a D6 for intellect. If you want to make it harder for them rather than easy, you can spend $10 and they move a dice down a step. So someone's precious hard one D10 can become a D8. 15, you can make everyone pick a dice to level up, as it were. 20, everyone moves their dice down for their next roll. And if you're not the kind to play with dice and you want to mess with the story and make some interesting things happen, 50 makes an enemy disappear, where enemy is whatever I deem it to be. It might be a disruption, it might be an actual enemy. Donate and find out.
And
Those are plans for the day.
And for just all the players, I will be keeping an eye on the donations every day, and I'll be putting in our chat what we get. Right now, we did get a donation from L for a die increase and a die decrease. For everybody, I don't know how you want to handle that, Anniek.
I mean, you roll 2 dice for every check. So pick one to move up and pick one to move down.
Perfect. So the next roll we get, that's what we're doing. But I will not say it out loud every game. I will be putting it in our chat. So just keep an eye on Discord, everyone.
So I want to quickly go around and let people briefly tell us who they're playing, and then we're gonna hop right into our game because you have a lot to fix in 3 hours. There's very bad things afoot in Crystalchime. I'm going to start with my top left, which is Mare.
Hi, I'm Mare. I'm playing Henry today. Are we doing character descriptions?
Very brief, yes.
Henry is a big, robust, tall farmer boy with dirty blonde hair and a cap with a flower pin on it. He's good.
And a very pretty blanket.
Pretty. Warm.
Yes.
Warm.
Let's see, Eva.
Hi, I'm Eva. I will be playing Cora today, who is a short, sweet merchant who has her probably most notable item is a nicely carved old staff she uses for walking.
Very nice. Panda.
Well, hello there. I'll be playing Levi, a wheeling dealing minstrel wandering from town to town in search of the perfect song. Uh, he's an average man of average height, tousled brownish hair that's faded a little bit with age. But he's got a eye for trouble and a heart for good, always in the wrong place at the right time.
Wonderful. And last but certainly not least, Wren.
unmute. Hi, I'm Wren, and today I will be playing Keelo, an adorable and feisty little fox boy who carries a beautiful parasol and likes to collect herbs and see if people will eat them.
Oh, interesting.
Does Keelo know what the herbs do?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And they're perfectly healthy.
Sure. I will point out poison is definitely a condition in this game that can happen to people, so just be aware. Having said that, all of our lovely characters are near the village of Crystalchime, which is high up in the central mountains of Elatris. It is one of 4 villages that have formed like a little trade conglomerate. It is in between Timberfall, Bergmote, and Raven's Run. They share a government, but at the moment, it's mainly Crystalchime that has drawn kind of negative attention. Crystalchime is normally a place where people go to relax. It is known for its amazing hot springs. They have medicinal properties. People, you learn to deal with the smell of sulfur. But it is a very nice village. It is entirely built around tourism. In addition to the regular hot springs, there's just a complete spa complex. There's massages, there's Reiki. You can do anything you want here. Just to come here and relax. Have a nice night's sleep on a soft bed. Or at least, that's what it used to be. Lately, tourists have been upset with their stay in Crystalchime. The yurts are still warm and cozy, the fires are still stoked, but people who sleep here don't dream, and they wake up cranky and tired. So I would like to hear from my darling players, what has attracted you about this story? Why are you heading to Crystalchime?
I'll go first. Is Henjin here?
No, sorry. Henjin is once again dealing with politics back home. However, before you left for Crystalchime, you were in contact with him. And it might please you to hear that the stone dragon that certain people gave books to placate it has been behaving wonderfully, has been helping the town even. However, a certain old lady has made trouble by butting into the local school's curriculum, and Henjin is dealing with it.
Okay. Well, in that case, since Henjin is not with me, I am scoping out the place to see if it would be a good spot for a romantic vacation.
Lovely. Henjin, by the time he's done with all of this, he could use one.
Yes.
But I think it's easy to see that where people are cranky, they need some soothing. And soothing people in need will pay good money to get a quick wink of sleep. So why not go where the money goes? It's easy as that.
Easy as that.
Speaking of going where the money goes, Cora would, she's not out to make a quick buck for herself, you understand. But generally, situations like this can require, a deft hand. And sometimes money is involved. Also, if things shake out in certain ways, who doesn't like a nice spa?
It's very fair.
And of course, I've heard that there are some beautiful sights to be seen around here, including perhaps rare herbs and fruits. So I am happy to be here just for the sake of looking to see if it's true.
Well, on your way up to Crystalchime, you are in luck. I mean, fruits, not so much, but there are definitely herbs that are growing on this cold, cold mountain that you have never seen before. You're not entirely sure what they might do. Some people are picking some of them, leaving others alone. But if you tear your gaze away from the herbs, the view itself is amazing. Crystalchime is nestled between two tall peaks, and the path leading up gives amazing views over valleys below. With a little bit of imagination, you can even see Castle Rayford in the distance. You've all set out, I'm assuming, fairly early in the morning, unless any of you are particularly keen on sleeping in. No, you're all good?
I'm up with the sun every day anyway.
That's fair. In which case, I would like you all to roll me your morning condition checks. And please let me know what your results are, because there is a target number.
And we all decrease and increase one, everybody.
You do decrease and increase a die.
What's the condition check again?
Let me check
Strength
real quick
and
before I say
spirit?
it wrong. Strength spirit, I think?
Wait, so if you don't have the same... So if I'm using a D6 and a D4, do I just swap them?
Probably. Sounds about right.
I got
That's
an 8.
going to be an 8 for me as well.
2 8s.
I have a 7.
A 7.
Cora has a
Lucky
+4.
number.
Yeah, I was asking, is that pose a 4? Is that a... Right. So
It's strength and spirit, right?
it is definitely strength and spirit. So you are in mountainous terrain, which is considered pretty tricky. However, it is a clear day, so you don't have any demerits from the weather, which means that 3 of you are feeling pretty good about yourselves, just in general. Cora, however, tell me how a failed condition check feels for Cora. It's not a fumble, it's just a fail.
Cora slept, the ground is rocky, the air is a bit thinner. It was a restless night's sleep, and she's a bit stiff this morning. Possibly a little bit cranky also.
Little irritable. Yeah. So you're all on a mountain path together, Cora and her 3 perky friends. Do you know each other? Have you met before? Are you accidental companions? What does this look like? Well, I look up enemies that people bought and paid for.
If we weren't friends, we're friends now. At least to Henry.
that does sound like Henry.
Well, first thing I would do is I would introduce you to Bridget, who is my pony pack animal. She is a brown pony and she's super sweet, but please don't. She's probably not having a good time right now because she's scared of heights for very good reasons. And also Pip, who is a ferret.
I said I was sorry about that.
And also Pip, who is a ferret, and I make no promises he will not get into your packs. But he's very cute. See?
And what lovely fine creatures they are. They're great to see. I love having friends. Friends are great. There's safety in friends, and every friend appreciates a good tale, a good yarn. And where there's friends, there's spirits that need picking up. So I'm just playing my lute as we travel along. There's no real rhyme or reason. Not even really a song. It's just kind of a bit of this and a bit of that, and something that sounds good together. It just is what it is. It's ambient background mountain music.
I walk along with my parasol opened in the early morning to create some shade. And as you're introducing your animals, I flash a toothy grin at you. My face, my visage is fairly human, though I do have kind of canine teeth, and I have a cute pair of little orange fox ears that poke out of a tussle of brown hair. And as you show off your ferret, I smile and say, well, if he does get into my bags, just fair warning, there are some fruits and herbs that probably won't agree with him, but it's up to him if he wants to nibble on them or not.
Pip, listen to Keelo. He's very nice and he knows his plants. Do not eat anything inside his bags, okay? I'll just little pet his head.
Cora will sit
While
down.
you're saying this, you notice Bridget flattening her ears back. As she stumbles a little. Pip perks up with as far as like Henry can read Pip perfectly fine. The rest of you, I don't know how well read you are in ferret body language, but it's just this poof ball of upset fur as his whiskers twitch in the wind, and there's this sweep of wind that travels over your group suddenly, where it was wind still before. There's something about this wind that's not right. It's warm, which, considering you're high up on an alpine mountain, is weird. It smells weirdly sweet when you've just adjusted to the smell of sulfur in your nose. And it leaves you all feeling achy and tired. You all suffer the sick condition.
This is just as bad as when Zara put the ice cube in the fire.
So for those of you who don't have their rule books open, the sick condition puts all your stat dice down a level.
Oh no. Does anyone...
But that's not fresh mountain air for you.
No.
I do believe you have a minstrel in our group. I don't think we have any nobles. Levi, could you roll me a knowledge roll? Int.
And those are pitched down because of the sickness effect?
Correct.
That would be a 6.
A 6. So you haven't encountered this before, but there is a saying in the world in general where if someone suddenly gets sick or catches a cold, there is a saying that says an evil wind got you, and it is rumored to be a magical effect. You might have encountered your first literal, actual evil wind.
Oh.
Shift, or is it just me?
No, I feel terrible. Maybe we should get to Crystalchime as quickly as possible?
I'm in agreement. It's not a fantastic feeling being up here.
Mm-mm. Definitely not. Ugh.
With a 6, you would also know that this wind isn't It isn't something that naturally occurs blowing between the mountains. It is usually something that is cast by something or someone as a spell.
Yeah, we should really get our butts moving. Someone out here does not want travelers on the road. This is not an ordinary wind. There's someone casting some nasty magic out here. The sooner we get to Crystalchime, the sooner we can take a real breather.
Maybe we should find who's casting it. Hold on a second. I'd like to rummage through my bags.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a healer, so
Nice.
I have the first aid ability,
Mm-hmm.
and I can relieve status effects for an hour
Very
on
good.
folks. And I can also reduce the status effect's strength permanently by a number equal to my healer level, which I believe is 1. But
Yes.
I think that might be enough to get rid of it if it's successful.
Let's
maybe?
find out.
So I kind of reach into my bag and pull out a handful of little pink flowers. Their petals are kind of like a pastel pink with a little burgundy-ish center that kind of creeps out towards the end of the petals. And as I hold them out, I say, everybody take one and smell deeply and then eat it. And I go, and I'd like to use my first aid on myself first and then see if it works for everybody else.
Yeah,
So that's int spirit.
it is. But you roll with the status effect still in effect the
Affecting
first time
me.
at least. Yeah.
Okay.
And then if it
So-
works, you roll without it for the next people.
Okay. It's a 7.
Mm-hmm. That is enough to repress it on yourself for an hour.
Yay.
Yay! You feel a
And
lot
then-
better.
Ah. I breathe deeply. Yes, you can smell the fresh air
Yeah.
again.
I was about to say the
World-
sulfur kind of stings in your nose a little bit, but at least that sweet smell is gone.
And I roll for everyone else.
Yeah, every single time.
Who wants to be next?
Cora would volunteer.
Cora is looking the worst, by the way, because she started at a worse condition. Cora, I don't know how well Eva read the rule book. You currently, to summarize, if your condition reaches 2, you pass out. If your condition reaches 0, you die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just an FYI.
Dope,
Just,
dope,
you know, if we're triaging party members.
Yeah, and then seeing Keelo's enthusiasm that she's taking at face value. If he offered it around, she'd please, I'll
Just breathe deeply, the petals, and then eat it. I rolled a 6.
Meat beats. Well done.
Yes.
Yes.
I guess I'll go
Who's next?
Ow.
Oh, that's an 11.
Ooh.
I mean, that's actually enough to not suppress it for an hour. That's Henry being cured territory there.
Oh, I feel great.
That's
Yeah.
a critical
Thank you,
success.
Keelo.
The deeper the breath, the more you get.
So breathe deep, Levi. Levi or Levy?
Levi.
Okay.
So, yeah, you mean take a deep breath of this wonderful mountain air we've got here, like. Oh. And it's just super dramatic.
That's also an 11.
Beautiful.
hit the
Levi is
spot.
also fixed.
What about
yeah.
Pip and Bridget?
I was about to say, small point of order, the animals are not good.
Oh, well, I have that for them too then.
I mean, Bridget's a good girl. She'll eat the petal. I don't know if you can explain to a pony to breathe deep first, but she'll eat if Henry holds it out.
Oh, I will. I'll wave it under her nose and then hold it out to her.
Okay.
It's a 12.
Oh.
Bridget is in peak condition.
Right. And Pip, you have to breathe
Is
deep.
weakly clawing at Keelo's pack, trying to steal things he shouldn't, but feeling really bad.
Pip. Okay, listen. You need to breathe, and then I guess you can't eat the whole thing at once, but nibble on the flower.
So it's like the flower's the size of his head, but he's giving it a valiant effort. You've all seen the hamster with the banana.
Sadly, I rolled a 3.
Oh, poor Pip.
Apparently, a nibble isn't enough.
Okay, this will keep you out of trouble at least, but I'm gonna put him in my breast jacket pocket.
Okay. Poor Pip.
I need to make smaller portions. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh.
I'll hold on to him.
We should find what's causing this stink wind. I mean, twirl the parasol. At least that's just what I think.
Maybe we'll meet them on the road?
I'm going to give them a real talking to.
Speaking of the road, very bonus points for Keelo for fixing all of you before I asked for your travel checks. Because you're going to roll travel checks. Strength and dex, please. See how well you do on this mountain road. You're a few hours out of Crystalchime. We're not talking 8 hours on the road, but it's still quite a trek. And again, it's really high and it's really cold. And most of you are from lower lying areas where things are flat and shaded and you don't get, sand blasted by the wind at every turn.
Traveling checks. That is movement check?
Strength dex.
Strength?
No.
Yeah, strength dex.
Strength dex, yeah.
Are
With
we on
the target number being the terrain and the wind.
And are we on the road?
It's a yes. Well, road is generous, but sure.
I get a bonus.
Bear in mind that if you have mountaineering shoes or anything that gives you bonus in rocky terrain or anything that gives you a bonus in cold weather, those would all help you right now.
My ugly blanket?
Are you wearing it?
I probably would have. I feel like when I tried to give it to Henjin, he would say, "No, you should totally take it with you. You're going somewhere cold." Not because he didn't appreciate it, because it's ugly as hell.
Yep. All right. If you're wearing the baby puke brown poncho, then yes, you get a +1. A baby puke brown, cotton candy pink, and day glow orange border, just to accurately describe the trash fire Henry is wearing.
Coupled with my Hawaiian shirt.
Yep.
I'm a mess.
I got a
You're
warm.
sure you're
So
not
warm.
a minstrel in the making. You got the trappings of greatness. Look at you.
I got
You look like a feast.
Feast.
a 10.
I have a warm cape.
Does the warm cape say it gives you a bonus in cold weather conditions?
It does.
Then you get the +1.
Hooray. I need it.
Huzzah! Oh, I saw a lot of worried faces. How are people looking on their checks?
10.
10?
4.
A 4?
5 for me.
A 5? Cora?
You get a bonus from each thing, right? Like, you don't only get, like, one.
If you have both Mountaineering Crocs and a Hideous Blanket, those are separate bonuses, yes. They
Okay.
stack.
Okay. Plus.
Like Pathfinder, everything stacks.
Plus. Then 7.
7. Okay. So, some of you are doing quite well. Some of you not so much. People who got under a 7, you have failed your travel checks because of this terrible rough terrain and these circumstances you're not used to. They're not fumbles, they're just regular failures, so you only lose half your hit points as you're on this road for a few hours. And I would like for Levi and Keelo to tell me how that happens. Where does it all go wrong for you? And when I say half, we round down in this game.
So, for Levi, I imagine they're walking along and he's playing him some music, and then he steps on a particularly sharp rock, and he's not quite as young as some of these people might be, so he's got a little bit of it's a little bit of wear and tear on him. He's huffing and puffing, and he's for a skinny man, he's not adjusting well to the thin air. And now his foot hurts because he stepped on a rock. Just having a good time.
Oh.
Bit of stumbling motion going forward.
I spend most of my time in the woods, and I also am traveling in sandals, which is not the best way to be traveling, I guess. So I definitely am struggling on the loose, rocky terrain, and probably stumble, trip and fall a couple times, have to catch myself a whole heck of a lot. And just in general, I'm taking a really long time trying to keep up with y'all. And in my rush, I probably scrape my knees a couple times after I've fallen. And it's just a bad time.
Just a bad time.
Oh no.
I mean, so far, Henry's the only one who's coming out of this well. It's that
Like,
farmer constitution.
just hold on to Bridget's straps. She'll help you come up the mountain. You can hold my hand too.
Okay.
So, here's a mechanic we didn't discuss before we played this game, because why would we? There are coming up a number of branches of this mountain path. There are different directions to choose. You're assuming they lead to different areas of Crystalchime or to some of the different villages, because again, Crystalchime is part of a group of 4 villages that have settled in these mountainous areas. There are no road signs. You should have a mapper in your group who is going to make the direction check to determine where you go. Spoiler alert, it's an intelligence-based check.
I mean, as a merchant, I feel like I would have studied maps and paid attention to these sorts of things and have been... Do I even have that right dice? I do.
Do you?
Unless someone else wants to.
Well, one person can help you, but one person can roll to support you, but the final roll is yours.
We're all looking at these signs, trying to figure out which way to go.
I think there are no signs, right?
Oh.
There's no signs. There's
Oh.
paint splotches on rocks, and you're not sure if they mean anything, or if they're decorative, or if they're vandalism, or in some cases it kind of looks like it's like natural occurring elements in the rock that have just been exposed by the elements. So it's really hard to tell, especially since again none of you are experienced in the mountains.
I can help if no one else wants to.
Is it a double? It's double int, right?
It's double int, yes.
Okay. And an 11.
Keelo, could you also roll double int to assist?
I would love to. 7.
7. Okay. So Cora, you're with a pretty new group of people. So far you've all been very helpful towards each other. You don't really know any of them. What does it look like when you decide where to go? And how do you get them to come with you?
I would stand and stare at the crossroads for a little bit, try and make it match up with any mental maps I'd seen before. Recollections of paper maps, I should say, not mental maps. Take into account, the general direction that we're going. Keelo seems to be looking down a certain set of paths, so I would confer with him. And then decisively, I would say, hey, y'all, the Crystalchime seems to be this way. If we go up that path, it's gonna take us. It looks like it's switchbacks and takes us in the wrong direction. And this one looks a little washed out down here. So this one's probably gonna be our best path.
Okay.
Well, sure. Who am I to argue with brilliance? Lead on, fearless leader.
Okay, bold claims, but I'll
I
take it.
I don't know where we're going.
All right. You, with an 11, do in fact find the correct direction without any doubling back or wandering. So in a matter of a few hours, you find yourself on the outskirts of Crystalchime. I don't know how many of you, I know Henry's been around the desert, so you've seen people live in tents before, but I don't think any of you are familiar with just yurt-based villages. They're very large. There's smoke curling up out of most of them. They look to be made of really thick and kind of furry animal hides, roughly stitched together. They look nice. They look warm.
Oh, look at that. So many little huts.
Tents?
I don't know, but they look warm.
I would love to cuddle up near a fire or in the hot springs.
Oh, there's hot springs?
Because there's hot springs, right, Anniek?
Oh,
There is. Just as you're saying this, you hear it coming through behind you, and out of one of the sweat yurts, you see a large group of naked people sprinting towards one of the springs that looks cold rather than hot, and you're not quite sure why they would do such a thing. But there is a persistent jog, a lot of splashing, followed by a lot of screaming. And attendants are standing on the side of this spring, holding out fluffy bath towels and robes, while people are going, so refreshing, this is great, good choice.
Butt naked.
Well, there's a verse or two here, but I don't know who'd believe it. Reality stranger than fiction, it seems.
I don't really know what's going on, but I don't know, I kind of want to do it.
But
That's something you don't see every day.
But why?
They're being dragged out of the water, rather dragged, helped out of the water, toweled off, ropes put on, like their teeth are chattering. Their skin is just a combination of incredibly pale from the cold and still flushed through from the sweat yurt. And there's a sort of hurting to get them back inside before, frostbite.
As someone who lives in the Northeast and the penguin plunge is a thing, I still don't get it.
As someone who has done it, it is actually kind of nice.
It is? I'll take your word for
it. It is,
like,
straight from the sauna into the nearly frozen lake. I mean, as long as you don't get a heart attack, it's actually really nice.
I respect it.
And I'm European, so butt naked is the standard.
And you said the water didn't look hot? It's
It
not
seems to be
steaming or
there's where you are now, you don't see like steam rising from the water or anything. So apparently that pond is not a hot spring,
Mm.
And you haven't seen one yet. Which probably, considering you're a fairly smart character, you'd assume they're a little further up towards the mountains. That like there's one thermal area where things are hot.
Okay. You know, and I looked to everybody. As much as I'd like to get warm in one of these huts, now that I know there's a hot spring, I just have to try it. And I start trotting over to one of the attendants that might be hanging around.
There are a number of attendants, indeed. They're also handing out like mulled wine to the people who just got out of the freezing water. Fairly young-looking girl. They all have matching outfits. Like they're probably like from the same spa. They have the uniforms with like a little tag. And she's just holding this little tray. Looks at you expectantly.
I flash a toothy grin. Hi.
She takes a minor step back.
Oh, but my friends
That's
and
a
I
lot
just.
of sharp teeth.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I closed my mouth. My friends and I just got into town, and we heard there was hot springs.
Oh, that's adorable. Well, where we work, we do the hot yurt and then the cold springs for like skin tone, and it's also really good for your heart, I've been told. The hot spring is a little further up, and then when you get to like the reddish rock, you take a right. It smells a lot more like sulfur than this place, though.
Oh.
Right at the Red Rock. Okay. Thank you. And I like
You're
cover
welcome.
my mouth.
Thank you.
My tail was swishing the whole time.
Um,
Come on, let's go to the Red Rock.
Oh wait, miss, is there a place where I can keep Bridget? And I motioned to Bridget.
Oh.
Bridget, not go to the hot springs?
Is there like a best place for pack animals and traveling companions?
If you move further into Crystalchime, there's a number of stables, depending on whether your animal would be considered predator or prey. We've learned that it's best to keep them apart. We have extensive elk stables, if she would like.
Okay, thank you so much.
I mean, her muscles are probably sore, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, Bridget's looking great
She looked
after that wonderful first aid check from Keelo. Pip, on the other hand, is being a melodramatic mess, Henry. Like, he keeps half popping out of your pocket going like this to himself
Scritch
until
his
you
little
pay
nose.
attention to him again.
Scritch, scritch, scritch. You'll be okay. We just need to get you some rest. Okay.
maybe there's a ferret masseuse.
Maybe. Maybe.
Little ears perk up.
Let's get Bridget stabled and we can go up and follow the Red Rock.
Okay. Your travel and direction checks stand for the whole day, so you find it without problem. Henry, it's easy enough to find the stables because there are, in fact, a lot of elk around. I'm not going to get back into the elk moose debate I had with the person who made this town up. There's elk. Did you meet Sven?
I don't think I did. I can't remember.
No, yeah, you did, because Juniper left Sven. Sven was in Kariko. You see a familiar elk.
I can tell what elk this is.
I mean, he's the only one that has a number of raccoons hanging off its head, so that's...
Okay. Give him a big scritch on the chin. Hello, Sven. Nice to see you again.
Slobbers her face.
Okay.
And then, because he was good friends with Bridget as well, just sort of sidles up to Bridget.
Good. You have a friend.
Bridget is in good hands.
Perfect.
Pip is trying to pick a fight with the raccoon. Losing.
You're good friends with deer, huh?
Just this one. Old friend.
Hmm.
This is
I
Sven.
see it's a weird-looking deer.
I didn't own him. Let's put it that way.
Ben.
This would make a good song, right, Levi?
Oh, absolutely. Everybody loves songs about animal friends. This one here is a deer. That one there's not. It's a work in progress. But I'll get it right, don't you worry.
I mean, it works for Disney.
Wait. It's been a really long day, and I didn't sleep super well. But Sven is the elk, right? And who are the raccoons?
One of the raccoons, no is a big word. You've met one of the raccoons as it was busy stealing stuff from Koriko village. You're not sure where the other raccoon came from. You've also forgotten their names, mainly because people didn't really use them. You just, they were called many colorful words that are not fit for polite company. But they belong to some travelers you met in Koriko as well. And one of them is one of the worst thieves you have met in your life, to put Pip to shame.
Let's just not stick near them, the raccoons. They're shifty.
It's the
That's an
masks.
understatement.
Cora squints at them and backs away.
All right. So with Bridget safely stabled. Oh, that's a bit loud. Sorry about that. You are pretty much in the center of Crystalchime. It does smell a little more like sulfur here. There are little springs, like not the kind where people gather and bathe, but from these ones you do see steam rising. There is a number of large yurts set up. Half of them to sort of encompass the larger springs. So if you want to bathe in the hot spring while in a yurt, that is an option. You can also pick one of the outdoor hot springs if you so desire. There is a small fee charged for entry, which, according to the signs everywhere, goes towards upkeep.
I kind of want to go in the outside hot spring.
That's what I was looking at too.
How much is it?
Yeah, I'm looking it up because I just said small fee, and then I remembered that everything in Ryuutama is hideously expensive.
Yeah.
Only as expensive as you make it.
I was just going to say.
GM
GM discretion?
Yeah, GM discretion.
I mean, it's about... Yeah, ooh, let's help you out here. Let's just say it's 2 gold and ignore the book.
I'm curious, what
Bless.
does the book say?
Did you drop a couple zeros?
There's a few zeros. The thing is, as soon as something gets the description luxurious in Ryuutama, they price gouge you. It's ridiculous.
I don't understand, but it's fine. It's fine.
No, it's fine. No, I'm just calling this a public bath, and then it's 2 gold, and we're skipping the... So you're not getting the wound healing or the status effect healing, because those are extra, and those are the ones being actually attended.
Price gouged.
Sure.
Exploited, one could say, but we'll stick with attended.
2 gold sounds fantastic to Cora.
Yes, it does.
Park your butt next to a natural resource and make it work for you. It's a profitable thing. So for the record, like, a nicer bath would be 100, and then a luxurious one is 1200, just for reference. So let's call it a public bath and not give you any status upgrades.
What are we?
Love it.
What is that? Swimming in a nice medical bath with like gold flakes or something?
Back to tank.
Basically, yes. Also magic.
Also
Back
magic.
to tank.
Seeing the 2 gold, I reach quickly into my robe pocket, pull out 2 gold, throw it to the nearest attendant, like literally not paying any attention. And I just start running towards it.
Mhm.
And like the people that ran out of the yurt, I literally just start like stripping down to jump into the first one.
Perfect.
Cannonball. Cannonball.
Cannonball.
Would you look at that?
Just like
That's a
shedding
fucking fly.
everything along the way.
I think
Shedding.
I think you're gonna need a good brushing too after this.
Brushing is extra.
Sorry, he threw the gold. Here's some 2 gold for me too. Wait for me, Keelo.
The attendants are used to a lot of nonsense.
Bless them.
But I can't
Next
let
one
them have
in
all
is
the
a
fun. Here's some gold,
Rotten
love.
walking egg.
What was that, Panda?
He would hand the gold, and he goes, "Here's the gold, love. Sorry about them. They're a bit excitable." And then he kind of he walks with like almost a strut. It's a very defined, purposeful walk, and he strips as he goes, as dramatically as possible, before just kind of sliding in.
I'm just picturing, I don't know if you've seen Into the Woods, but when the princess melodramatically undressed in the waterfall, that's what I'm seeing here. Beautiful.
Precisely.
So, Cora, you're currently the only one left on dry land.
Yeah, Cora is already accepting that she will be the rotten egg. And
Walking egg.
Doesn't think it really matters, as everything smells like sulfur anyway. And we're aware that there's trouble around here.
Oh, yes. I mean, you've heard rumors, but, there's a lot of rumors. You've heard that people have been returning less rested than advertised.
She'll hand over her 2 gold, and then as she watches the others kind of make their way over to the pools, she'll ask the attendant, I've heard so much about these springs and your community. What else is there to do in town these days?
Oh, well, it's still mainly focused on relaxation, so massages, there's some salt caves where you can meditate and just really relax. There's the extra fluffy beds that, make you feel real good the next morning. There's some of the saunas have pour-ons with different scents and things. There's always massages. Just in general relaxation. No, and she glances at Keelo. Wild parties.
It sounds amazing and perfect. I've heard some rumors lately. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, no. Well, some people have stated that maybe things weren't quite as restful, but we did everything we could to make sure they had a satisfactory experience, and I'm sure everything is fine.
So in Spa Monthly, you're saying that that all the reviews will be the usual 5 stars?
Look, I don't want to say that Spa Monthly is basically paid advertising and a racket, but it is, and I have no idea what they'll be putting out this month because it's all nonsense anyway.
That's fair. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And she will walk like a normal person over to the edge.
The best parties are the one where people have to specify, no, I'm normal.
she will.
Come on,
yes.
Cora, stop being a stick in the mud. Get in here.
I'm coming. I am coming. And she'll fold her clothes and like set them on top of her shoes and then just walk into the water.
It is very nice. It's very warm. There's little ledges carved out so you can sit if you wanted to. If you're small enough, you might even be able to do some swimming in this one. In general, it's just nice and warm compared to the road. Like your like if muscles could breathe a sigh of relief, this is what they'd be doing. The attendants are putting down little soft slippers for you to wear after you come out of the hot spring. And by soft, I mean fur on the inside, hard leather soles on the bottom, so you don't hurt your footsies. They're included in the 2 gold.
Perfect.
Does our body and soul good to be this loosey-goosey and relaxed. I could sing about this for days, but I won't. But I could. Feels real good after that horrible hike.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, I just remembered something. And I spring up out of the water, like scramble out of the bath. And I crawl over to my bag, like across the ground, and pull out a little jar. And then I crawl back into the bath and settle back in. And I look at Cora. By the way, if you're the only one who takes your time getting into a hot spring, I feel like that's not normal. And then I'm gonna pop the top and
Stop your top.
hold it out to Levi. I would like to do healing as an ability because I'm a healer. And it's like a little jar of fruit marmalade, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I will offer it to everyone in turn, but I hold the jar over and I'm like, take a bite out of this, it'll reinvigorate you. And I just kind of stick my paw in and scoop out a bit and just scarf it down.
What herb are you spending on this?
Oh, does it use an herb?
It does. Spend 1 healing herb.
Oh no. Oh, that's in the things that I didn't do.
You didn't gather herbs this morning.
I didn't.
Oh no.
I didn't write that down in my my effect either. I'm such a fool. Okay, well, just enjoy the jam anyways.
I'm happy to retcon and say you look for herbs this morning, but then you will still have to roll, and because you forgot, you don't get assistance from any of your friends.
I'm fine with that. Thank you, generous.
Strength int.
Generous GM.
I mean, I'm partly letting you do this because a failed herbalism check is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. I rolled a 9. That's an 8 and a 1.
Oh, that's a pass. So you have an herb.
An herb.
An herb. And you didn't specify what you were looking for, so I'm gonna have a look and see what I can find for you.
Bless.
You know what? Let's just say you found some giant's palm. Generally used to help ease foot pain and can be used after taking damage from a travel check.
Yeah. Take a bite out of that.
Light green
It's-
leaves covered in mucus.
I pull out the herb and I scoop the jam and I hand it over to Levi. Eat this.
Well, when in Crystalchime, do as the Crystalchimers do. Never one to deny a good snack. Thank you, Keelo. And he just... Oh.
Recover 7.
Nice.
Keelo jumped up to get that. Cora would have been practically dozing against the edge of the pool, and just sort of splashed a bit as she woke back up.
I mean, you nearly got slapped by a very wet tail, so
Yeah.
that's a good reason to wake up.
Yeah. Okay. I am happy to stay here for the rest of my life.
Same.
What's the plan? What's the plan after this?
I'm here just to try out the accommodations to see if this would make a great romantic vacation. So this is a good start.
Yeah, I would say so. Levi, what's your plan?
Well, I figure a good place to relax always has the finest music and pays top coin. So maybe I'll poke around and see what the music scene is like. See if there's somewhere I can ply my trade.
Keelo?
Well, once my sore feet heal, and I just kind of pull, like you just see me lift my legs out of the water. Once I get some relaxation in, I'm gonna head back out and see if I can find any more, I don't know, herbs, food, local fare.
Yeah, what was that herb you just had? Because it looked real gross. There was like slime on the outside.
Oh yeah, it's the grossest, but it's great for healing sore bones.
Bleh.
Hey, you can't pick what a plant does. You just have to know what they do.
I guess.
I thought the entire point of herbs was to pick them.
I'll just stick with corn.
Corn doesn't do anything.
It
I don't think
feeds
it's an
you,
herb.
first of all. I'm gonna stick with what I know best, and that's corn.
Corn's not an herb either, yeah.
It's a good price, though.
It's got a good price. It's tasty. You can make popcorn. You can make a lot of things. It's sustenance.
I can't name
Sounds like a
anything
corn.
besides corn and popcorn, but it is good.
So Henry,
Henry.
you cook?
I was about to ask all of you to quickly make me a perception check.
Sure. What is that?
Hang on, I looked it up and then I went to healing herbs. I had already Dex, I think. Dex int?
I think it might be Dex Int.
I think it might be Dex int. Dex int. It is
Please
Dex
let it
int.
be Dexant.
It's Dex
Yeah.
int. Even if it
Yes.
wasn't, it is now. I own this world.
I got a 6.
Okay.
That's a 9 for me.
Okay.
It's a 3 for Cora, who's...
Okay.
I have also rolled a 6, and my camera's being a butt.
Yeah. So, Cora, what you notice is Pip floating on his back, treading water slowly, sort of like using his tail as a little rudder, as his little back feet paddle towards Keelo's stuff again.
So cute.
The other 3, there's a strange, you don't know what it is, it's sort of a shadow against a rock face. But you don't see anything else. You just see this shadow sort of flitting past, which normally would probably not concern you that much, but you do know that Levi mentioned that someone was casting that bullshit on you.
Or maybe it's a dragon.
Or maybe it's a dragon. There's a lot of dragons in this world.
Did you all see that?
I saw something caught my eye, but too fast for me to realize what it was.
I saw Pip. Look at him, he's being so cute.
Pip's
What
a good
little
boy.
swimmer.
Pip's a
As
good
soon
boy.
as you say, look at Pip, you heard his as Pip sort of puts back what he was stealing and backstrokes away again.
You ask that, and I'm just shooting water up from my mouth. And I just stop abruptly. Did you saw something?
Yeah, I don't know, with some kind of shadow or something.
Could it have been the shadow of a doubt? Here, those are tricky buggers.
Maybe. So, in the interest of time, what are you all doing other than sitting on your butt in a spa?
Is there anything else to do than that? I mean, let's be honest here.
If you want to get your fur brushed, I mean, there's a surcharge, but they'll do it.
Are there massages?
There are massages.
Ooh.
You get to pick intensity, hot stones, scented oils.
Ooh, hot stones.
Hot stone massage for Henry.
Yeah.
Levi, you find that the musical options are a type of music you haven't really heard before. There's a type of throat singing that is, you haven't encountered before. It's impressive. Unless I don't think you took polyphonic singing as your focus as a minstrel. And other than that, it's mainly those obnoxious Zen soundtracks they have in yoga schools. It's a little bit like that. But those are only in the touristy areas. They're clearly pandering to the people who come here. Not necessarily anything that has like open mic night tonight. You could try busking if you were desperate. You're not convinced this is the crowd for you.
Right. I would I think he just kind of poke around and take mental notes on some of the stuff he hasn't heard before and kind of disregard the stuff that he's heard a few more times.
There's also instruments you haven't necessarily seen before. Mainly string instruments that are new to you.
Fantastic. I love it.
Keelo, you're staying in water?
You said there were massages, brushing, and hot stones?
Yes.
All of it.
All
of it.
Perfect. You're taking the deluxe package.
All of it.
All right.
Is there I know this is kind of like a spa resort, but is there like skiing and sledding?
Not so much skiing, but there is a downhill sledding area. You can rent like the buckets, the lid-sized sleds. You can either take the cheap version, in which case you only get the sled, or there's also a deluxe option there where you can get an elk to get you back up the mountain, so you don't have to walk back up the mountain after you sled down. So you can rent an elk for the up portion.
I'm strong. I'll pull all my friends up.
You'll pull all your friends. Well, Keelo's currently getting his foxtail detangled.
Cora would go. Sledding sounds fun, but also if there's like, is there like fondue or cocoa?
I mean, if you find one of the inns, there's like cheese fondue. There's more of the mulled wine. You can pick your spice options. There's stew.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to
You can tell that
cry.
it's probably elk stew,
Oh,
but they
that's
don't
so
say that
bad.
they don't say that out loud outside. It just says local stew.
That's worse. It sounds like for locals.
It is actually.
How about
It is.
specialty stew? House special.
Mm-hmm.
The Crystalchime special.
Cora sticks with the
Look, by the
vegetarian
time you're too
options,
old to
thanks.
haul a sled, you never mind.
Oh gosh. Oh no. I would totally like to sled. I want to get some good food. I want to take a hot stone massage.
All of it. Like, all of you, if you have it, just mark off 20 gold and assume you're spending your day enjoying yourself.
Okay.
Levi, if you're interested, you can buy like a 2-snared loot for that money if you don't want to get massages or anything.
Yeah, sure.
Well, heck yeah.
Get some local instruments. Bringing us to the evening. Are you walking your asses back down the mountain, or are you sleeping here?
I want to sleep here. I don't know about everyone else.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice loot.
Isn't it just?
I like the horse head on the handle at the top.
Yep. I just took every culture that has anything to do with mountains at any point in time and just sort of smashed them all together into this town.
Is that Mongolian? It's beautiful.
It is.
I love it. Anyway, I would
It
like to
sounds
sleep
really
here.
cool. Anyway, you're sleeping here.
Yeah.
Everyone's sleeping here.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yay.
Once again, do you want to pay extra for the extra soft bed? Because it has a mechanical bonus and gives you a +1 to your condition check tomorrow morning.
What's the price?
It's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
But, you know, I know a certain fox friend has a fuck ton of money.
Nope.
Or did you manage to spend that 400 before we went live?
Most of it, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
I mean, it's hard not to. Everything's pricey.
Yeah. Everything is pricey in Ryuutama, y'all.
If you want the +1, it's 100.
I don't got 100. We're doing
Yeah,
regular.
So you're going regular. That's only 20.
Yeah, that's
But
fine.
you can
Perfect.
share. You can share
Okay.
if you want. Yes. Okay.
I'll
I
share.
mean, we've traveled together so far, so like.
That is entirely true.
5 gold
So-
each if we want to share.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wanna
I'm not
share?
picky. Just don't kick me. We're fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
I sleep like a rock.
I sleep like a fox.
Does that mean
I-
you kick?
No, but I bite.
Oh.
Oh, there are worse things.
So I guess we're sharing 5 gold
Here's
each.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Okay, awesome, wonderful,
Bridget is already snuggled up with Sven.
beautiful.
You have not seen the raccoons, which should probably concern you.
Yeah.
You also haven't seen Pip since dinner,
Oh.
which might also concern you.
Did he look a little better after taking a bath?
He looked pretty perky.
Okay, I'm not gonna worry about him. He'll come back eventually.
Either that or he's arrested, you know? When
If they're arrested, it'll be fine. It's not the first time, and it won't be the
it
last.
wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ferret mugshot.
Yep. I mean, the raccoons have masks. Pip they can see. Alright. So, you are all snuggled warmly in your soft, but not overly soft beds because nobody had money for the bonus. Most of you are stretched out on your bed. Keelo said he slept like a fox, so I'm assuming he's like nose to tail in that little fox bun they do so well. Henry, you're having this amazing dream. It's you, it's Henyon. You're riding on a flying dragon as it soars through the clouds. Below you, you see Crystalchime. You see hot springs. There's little dragons flying with you. It's a dream, so reality doesn't matter. The clouds are sprouting flowers. And it's just nice and warm. And Henyon turns to you with this big smile you know so well. And you smile back at him. And as you look out again, the flowers start wilting. The clouds go from fluffy and white to dark and gray. Henyon is older looking, much older than you are. And things sort of fade away, almost like they're dissolving into a gray mist. Cora, you're skipping through the open flower fields you've been dreaming of for the past few days. There are white fluffy clouds on the horizons. There are flowers similar to the herbs you saw along the path leading up to Crystalchime. And as you're walking through these beautiful open fields with the horizon never getting closer, just always having somewhere to travel to, sort of the same thing happens to you. The flowers start wilting, the clouds go gray, and suddenly the horizon is in front of you, but it stops. You take a few more steps forward, and suddenly you're touching a wall. And no matter which way you turn, you always run into that very same wall. You cannot go anywhere. Levi, you're on your abandoned island. It's just you, that fancy new instrument you bought today, that polyphonic singing you heard fresh in your mind as you suddenly realize this is what you need to finish that song that has been eluding you all this time. And as you're humming it to yourself, as you're walking across this beach, as you feel you're so close to getting these chords just right, all gone. It's just silent. You hear nothing but waves. There's no instruments. There's no music. You open your mouth to sing and nothing comes out. You can't remember a single melody. Keelo, this orchard, it is huge. There is fruit from end to end. There are trees that are both blossoming and bearing fruit. Flowers have sprung up at the base of these trees. There are bushes full of berries, and everything is somehow perfectly ready to harvest. Everything is ready to pick. And as your little foxy paws reach out to pick the juiciest, the plumpest, the most beautiful star fruit you have ever seen, your little paws grab nothing but a prickly thorn bush. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Okay. I will leave for everyone in the chat the giveaway open until we get back from break. So if you want to win a half-body portrait from our very own Mango Solar Soothsayer, just put !Ryuutama in chat, and we will be back in like 5 to 10 minutes, y'all. Bye! Hey everybody, we are back from break.
Welcome back, indeed. So, we ended before the break with our players having an interesting night. I think we're just about ready to fast forward to the morning. So, you all wake up, and before we describe how you feel in the morning, I'm going to need your condition checks. And you all have a -1.
Okay.
Because your nights were disturbing and broken, and something in the back of your mind knows something isn't right.
And we all got a die decrease from Azza, so
A single die?
yeah.
No, you still roll both die. You still roll Strength Spirit, but one of those dice is downgraded,
Yay!
and then you take 1 off your result.
Jeez!
This is the condition check, right?
This is the morning condition check.
Okay.
Your hit points from yesterday we'll deal with in a second.
I got a 7.
You got a 7.
Yep.
Wren, how bad is it? Don't make that face at
Oh,
me.
Wren!
Don't make me feel bad for you.
At a 2.
Oh, that's a fumble.
Well, it was a 1 and a 2 -1, so a 2.
Okay, so not technically a fumble.
If it was a fumble, I'd tell you.
That's fair. No, I was going to be kind and generous and nice and give you a fumble point anyway, which you can write down somewhere. So that means that Keelo has a fumble point and the group has a fumble point, which you can spend later to try and save your asses. Levi, how are you doing?
I got a 10.
right?
Yeah.
What's that
Cora.
rank?
Cora has a 6, and
Okay.
is that off of whatever her lower condition was yesterday, or does that go back up one?
Your I'll say you went back up because you didn't because you didn't pay for the medicinal springs. Like that's something you need to actively fix.
Yeah. Okay.
You also didn't take the extra nice bed and you had bad dreams. No, maybe Keelo can help you out, or maybe you should spring for one of the more expensive springs, but for now, it is what it is. So Levi wakes up, weird dreams, feeling fine. Henry and Cora, it's one of those very medium kind of days. Like nothing terrible, but you kind of expect more from resting in the famous Crystalchime. Keelo, honestly, fuck today. Like you're putting 4 wrong paws on the wrong side of the bed.
They brushed too hard yesterday. They worked my nuts in the wrong directions, and this mountain air is making my sinuses feel raw. I hate everything right now.
Oh.
That's unfortunate. I could sing you a little ditty to pick up your spirits, but I don't know that'll make you feel much better.
I am pouting.
Oh, pouting.
Oh.
All right. Well, how about this? And I pull out the new instrument and I start kind of probably playing it incorrectly, but I'm plucking at it like a guitar rather than like strumming it with like a bow. And it Keelo, Keelo, little Keelo. Hope you feel all better soon. Well, they can't all be winners.
Are you actually making a music check?
Sure. What would that be?
Dex Spirit.
Okay.
And also you'll have to tell me what song type you're using.
And we also did get another decrease a die for all the players, so everyone's next roll needs to decrease 1. Thanks, Shadow.
Oh man, Chad loves you guys. I'm still
So
sitting on an enemy. This is gonna be beautiful.
that's gonna be a 5.
Okay.
As far as like
Yeah. That's sadly like it the song is what you just sang, and it doesn't do anything necessarily to boost Keelo's spirits because a 5 isn't very impressive. So Keelo, you get serenaded.
I hear the words being sung at me, and I am still pouting.
You can actually see where they accidentally backbrushed the little foxtail, and it just looks a little floofy and rabbit.
Oh. Did Pip come back?
No.
Oh no. Maybe if we go take another rest and bath, it'll help. I don't know. This is rough. Did anyone else have bad dreams?
Yeah, now that you mention it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
well, it wasn't my favorite. I'll tell you that much.
It's terrible. All my flowers wilted.
Well, at least you had flowers. So there's that. I was on the verge of finding the perfect song, and then ruin struck, and I was museless, floating adrift on a sea of emptiness. and lost purpose and silence. Ugh.
Sorry.
Sounds terrible.
Oh gosh. I was flying on a dragon with a bunch of little dragons with my boyfriend, and then he got really old. I still love him even if he got really old, but I was still young and it was super sad. Have you all ever met a dragon? Let's try to talk about happy stuff. Have you ever met dragons before?
Statistically, I'm pretty sure I might not have. Not yet.
In Ryuutama, statistically, you would have.
Okay, yes, statistically, I have. They seem very interesting, and I would like to meet more, which also seems statistically likely. You know, this is the second night in a row I've had either bad sleep or weird dreams. My dreams up until last night were really nice. Also flowers, fields of flowers. But then last night I started to feel trapped, and it was awful. And sometimes when I get caught on those sorts of things, I tend to forget important things in my life, like meeting dragons. Does anyone else want some tea or something?
Yes.
I think that might help shake things loose a little bit.
So as you're heading into the common area where normally breakfast would be served, you hear loud shouting coming from the kitchen. The sideboard where normally the food and the tea and everything would be set is empty. There are some broken plates on the floor, and you hear a lot of, "I haven't had a decent night's sleep in 2 weeks. You can make your own fucking breakfast," as things are being thrown in the kitchen. And a lot of angry people come storming out, which seems to be most of the staff.
Or maybe not tea.
Doesn't sound like good hospitality.
They brush past you and stomp out. A lot of them look pale, like dark circles under their eyes. There is a faint burning smell that doesn't smell like it's coming from a nice contained fire. And you hear, "Oh, great, on top of everything, shoo!" Again coming from the kitchen.
Oh no.
Henry, you know a lot of these sounds. They're like skittering little feet, about 12 of them.
Raccoons.
And one ferret.
Oh shit, Pip! And I'm gonna run to the kitchen.
You burst through, it's not a door, they're like canvas leather flaps. You are met with chaos. Pip is being held by a large man as he is holding a tea biscuit in each paw, chittering defiantly. A raccoon with a smoldering tail seems to be trying to pull something out of a fire, while another raccoon is head first in a sack of flour. The smoldering raccoon has set fire to certain things that shouldn't be burning.
Flour is combustible?
It is, especially if it mixes with air.
I would like to try and put the fire out.
Perfect. How are you putting this fire out?
Is there a apron or something?
Being worn by the man holding Pip. Pip has dropped one biscuit and is trying to put the other one in his face completely, but the biscuit is roughly Pip's size.
Okay, that's less problem than fire. Pip can Pip can suffer for his crimes.
Fair.
Maybe like a hand towel or something.
I mean, yes, you can probably find something. Most of the cloth here is woven very tightly, so you can grab something from the floor or the walls.
I would like to do that.
All right.
Can I assist?
Roll
Yes.
me. I'm assuming you're smart enough to be able to pick something correctly. So let's just see.
Can Cora help? I'm fine
Dex
with help.
Spirit.
Baking soda.
And don't forget you move a die down.
Oh no. Is Cora gonna help?
Because Schmandel loves you.
I will accept help from Cora if the great Ryujin will allow it.
I'll allow it.
And it was Dex Int?
Yes.
Dex Spirit or Dex Int?
Dex Spirit. Sorry,
Oh.
Dex Spirit. Because I
Yeah.
already said, like, she has enough
Yeah.
int to figure out that you don't throw oil on a fire, regardless of what chat suggests.
I got a 6 on mine. Let's see if Cora can help.
I also got a 6.
I'll give you the +1 from Cora, so that makes it a 7.
Okay.
Do you throw it on the fire or on the smoldering raccoon?
I can't do both.
Not with the 7.
Fire first, then move to raccoon, because if the flower
Alright.
goes up, it's gonna be bad.
You cover the fire, which it takes a few seconds to completely lose oxygen, but it dies down. Are you grabbing the smoldering raccoon or the raccoon that's head down in the flower, kicking it and making it go up in the air?
Smoldering.
Smoldering raccoon.
Give it a big hug.
Great. Roll me int because you're basically animal handling at this point, which is a class check for you.
7.
7. You are holding a smoldering raccoon. A very fat one.
Yep, that's fine. I could use a little help in here. We've got 12 raccoons and Pip. Levi, Keelo.
So Levi kind of saunters down, not really in any hurry, and he's sniffing the air. Oh, that smells like good old home cooking. Smells like Mom used to make. Yep, just like it. What are you doing down here? Oh my god, that's a lot of raccoons.
Roast raccoon.
So many. Why is there so many?
Because Chad paid for them.
Fair.
The scent of burning hair or singed raccoon fur is particularly pungent to me this morning because of my
Reasons.
failed condition check.
Yep.
I come down like pinching my nose, and I just kind of peek my head in to the kitchen.
It's chaos. There's raccoons. A
is
giant man is holding a ferret. Henry's
going
holding a smoldering raccoon.
on here? Oh my goodness.
The raccoons sort of stop, turn their beady eyes on you, and go back to what they were doing, which is pretty much trashing this place.
Grab the ferret. Not my problem. And I'm gonna turn and leave.
Cora, having assisted Henry banking the main problem, the big fire, what do you do now?
I would like to try and round up some of these raccoons.
Do you have any animal handling expertise?
I have the skill of animal owner.
Look, I love you, but nobody owns these raccoons.
Well, that's the only skill I had too, technically.
All right.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, you've dealt with raccoons before. How much experience does Cora have with raccoons?
I would say she's from. I mean,
Hoe
not
haal je
as
hoofd daar weg?
an owner, but she's from like a foresty area, and this isn't her first interaction with raccoons.
Okay, so you're saying you want to roll double int?
I would love to roll double in.
I'll let you roll double int and see how many raccoons you wrangle.
Plus. And I already used the lower die on my last one, so I'm clear, right? We didn't get another.
Yes.
Okay.
The Wren and Panda still have one lower die to go.
That is a 7.
Right. So let's say you have a raccoon in each armpit and one more like in front. So you're holding 3 raccoons.
I'm impressed. Holy cow.
Well, why do reconnaissance when you can do reconnaissance?
Can I make him move a die down for that?
You gotta donate.
That
We're doing this
hurt.
for a cause.
That hurt. Here's the card I was looking for.
The no card.
The no card.
When you play with a majority of my friends, all you get are bad jokes and puns.
I know, right? Look, I made a mine card because we were being attacked by seagulls yesterday. Day before yesterday. But yes, Levi, other than cracking terrible jokes, are you assisting in any way or are you just watching it happen?
I'm gonna play like a soothing song to try and just like put some calming energy out there for these crazy raccoons. Maybe that'll do something.
What do you play?
Just like a little lullaby
Song
type
title.
of thing.
Lullaby. Oogie. Hang on, my dog is headbutting me, and I'm in a rolling chair. Stop it. All right, roll for music.
Okay. Which ones would that be again? And that'd be dice down, right?
Yes, you still have one bot basically disadvantage.
So yeah, one of your dice go down, not both of them.
Not both of them, just one of them. Like you pick which one you turn down. If you're a deck spirit.
So that's still going to be a 14.
A 14. I mean, Levi was feeling really good today. So how does that look? What happens? It's up to you.
He clears his throat and he pulls out his new instrument and he continues to try and do what he was doing with Keelo, but this time he looks like maybe he's warmed up a little bit. Like maybe Keelo was the warm up, and he's a lot more confident. He's standing up straight and he's got his posture right. He's plucking the strings. It's just kind of finding the right notes, and he's just having a grand old time with it. Doesn't look like he's thinking too much about it. He's just kind of going with the flow, and he's in his element. He just sings a ditty, a happy little ditty, but it's also
A
calm.
happy little ditty. Hang on, I just switched to sort of lullaby music, but if it's a happy little ditty, I need a different song.
No, you're right. It would be lullaby, like,
Okay.
but a happy lullaby, like
Happy lullaby.
twinkle twinkle, little raccoon. Don't you know it's time to go soon? The door's that way. We're done for the day. Goodbye.
Adorable. So they do settle down. They don't necessarily go for the door. You have like a little half circle of raccoons in front of you. The cook is still holding Pip, and Cora is still holding 3 big raccoons, and Henry is still holding the smoldering one. And I don't mean like smaller like male models do. I mean literally its fur is actively still burning in places.
I'd like to take care of that if possible.
I think if you sort of wrap him in cloth, you're good.
Yeah. Let's do that.
The smell of burnt fur is not going to leave your nose anytime soon.
Gross.
Yes. But quiet has settled over the kitchen. The cook looks stumped, basically. Sort of chucks Pip at Henry, going, I think this is yours?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Now get out. I am tired. I am hungry. I haven't had a good night's sleep in a week. I am closing.
Do you know why people aren't having good dreams?
If I did, we'd have told someone to go fix it.
Okay, bye.
Out.
Bye. Bye.
Cora, question. Are you putting your raccoons down? Are you keeping them?
Do they seem like they want to be kept?
It looks like they're willing to hitch a ride towards more trouble.
I will open my backpack and just be like, look, y'all can stick around here or head out the door, but you can't. It's closing time in this kitchen. You don't have to go
So
home,
while
but you
you're
can't stay
saying
here.
that, the three you're putting down are looking up at you with admiration. The raccoons in front of Levi are an interesting combination of listening attentively while still going into like bread baskets and pantries. And like a lot of them like are carrying a lot of stuff in their little raccoony arms as they waddle out the door.
Oh,
They
you love to see
steal
it.
and then they go.
You love to see a little bit of innocent crime. Aren't they cute? Look at them go. Scamps after my own heart. Ah, God bless them. May the dragons forever watch over these little buggers. Are adorable.
Beautiful. Pip is looking thwarted, I think might be the best word. Pip had plans.
Stuff him in the little pocket.
Oogie, how long is up? Hang on, let me get rid of a dog. Move. Thank you. Alright. Crisis in the kitchen. Settled. Forget the overarching plot. The raccoons are done with.
That's the biggest problem ever.
It really is.
That was the plot.
What is plot?
Who needs a plot?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I think it's the armor these raccoons wear.
It is.
Well, what are we gonna do for the day? Cora, Keelo, Levi? Not you, Pip. You already got into enough trouble.
Pip is trying to finish that biscuit he took, despite the fact he already looks nauseated. It's very much a, I stole this, I bled for this, I will eat this even if it means I puke for 24 hours. Fun fact, raccoons actually have armor. Anyway, carry on. What are you doing today?
Keelo, you look like you need the most rest and relaxation. Is there anything you want to do today, maybe to help perk you up?
I have my tail in my hands and I'm kind of like wringing it / trying to pet it down because it's still kind of like weird and messed up. Well, I think I need some fresh air after that, and I think I'm going to go traipsing around the mountain to see if I can find any plants or something. I don't know. All that pampering yesterday just left me feeling drained.
Do you want help?
That'd help. We'll take Henry's strong back, put it to good use, and my keen eyes. And your skills with your, whatever you got skills with plants, herbs, spices, galore. Put it all to good use. Come back with a nice little haul.
You're all welcome to come along, I guess. More eyes makes light work. No, that's not how the saying goes. I'm so tired.
You also have a bit of a headache. Like when you've been in the sauna too long, you didn't cool down properly, that headache that sort of starts at the back of your neck. Where you're just a little bit dehydrated and cranky.
I had this drink once called coffee that perked me right up. I'm wondering if we can get some around here. Help you wake
Cora
up a
looks
bit.
around the kitchen. Maybe there's another place just down the street?
You don't find any coffee.
Oh,
You do find some suspicious looking leaves.
I don't know what these are.
Like on the ground or...
Like in the pantry.
Oh, there's no like breakfast place down the street or anything?
There seems to be kind of a tipping point where most people have reached kind of a fuck this shit kind of attitude. You do notice one person who forgot to put down their closed sign, but is in fact napping in their kitchen rather than cooking.
Doesn't seem safe with all the knives around.
I mean, what's a small stabbing amongst friends? I also don't know if any of you actually packed rations.
Let me check.
I have
And
two.
water.
I have
You have
two.
two! Look, Keelo's good.
I
Levi's
don't.
good. Henry's hungry.
Henry's
Cora's
hungry.
hungry.
Henry, would you like a biscuit? I've got some, I think they call it rations, but it's not very rational. But it'll fill you up well enough if you'd like a
I-
bite to eat. A
Would love a
strapping
ration.
lad like you probably needs a good bite.
Thank you, Levi.
Oh, what are friends for? Scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Well, no.
Oh.
Bridget's food is free because you're a farmer. And so is Pip's.
I pull my rations out of my bag, and I've got one in each hand. I look at Cora. You hungry?
Oh, that would be amazing. Thank you. My tummy's rumbling and I was thinking that I could get something at one of these shops, but I don't know why no one's open.
I sniff both of them. They're supposed to be the same. I take a little bite out of one. I take a little bite out of the other one.
Are they the same?
They have similar but slightly different palates. You can have this one, and I hold one out for you.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. She will take it and eat it gratefully.
I don't know about the rest of you, but everyone around here is kind of a jerk.
There have been
Maybe we
rumors.
should figure out what's making everyone so jerky.
Yeah.
Usually
That's
it's
true.
being out in the sun too long, but
That's funny. I see what you did there. That was just true, though. Less jerky people pay better. They tip better. And they appreciate a good song better.
Yeah. Maybe do some sleuthing?
Love to hear it. Tell me more about the sleuthing.
Maybe we can see, like, I don't know, how...
Keelo living his best life right there.
Yeah, Keelo living his best life. Do we know how long ago it started to happen?
The first rumors to reach outside of Crystalchime talk of a few weeks ago. Anyone who's trained in any kind of history or knowledge can roll their job check. So Levi can roll knowledge of tradition. I don't know if any of you took like side jobs that would let you do this.
Or you can repair things.
Fair.
Let's see, int. Yeah, roll for that. Oof. That's only a 5.
Only a 5. No, it's been a few weeks. It was roughly when the seasons changed. Which, as you all know, is something that is controlled by dragons. Like the weather. The seasons are also something the dragons keep track of.
Oh.
Fall?
You are currently in fall. It moved from summer to fall.
You know, a thought occurs to me. With what we experienced on the way up here, that nasty wind, and maybe something's interfering with the change and making the dragon a little agitated or something, or worse yet, sick. So when the seasons changed and maybe the dragon was sick, maybe this is the effect of a dragon catching a cold or something.
And we did get sick yesterday when that weird wind passed through.
Sounds as likely as anything else. How would we go about finding this dragon?
We could yell really loud.
Keelo, question for you. How many of those plants you got on you? The ones that make us not sick. Tasty little buggers.
I have to go find some more.
So, how many of ours would you need to dose a dragon, do you think?
I need a lot
Well, we better get cracking.
Well,
of herbs.
it does depend what kind of dragon it is, though. Sometimes they're small, sometimes they're big. I've seen both.
I'd be willing to try.
Okay. So, mechanics-wise, Keelo, are you rolling to gather herbs before you do your travel check?
I feel like I do it on our way traveling, so I feel like it wouldn't make sense for me to look for him before we actually get moving.
Okay. That works for me. Where are you going? You are in the center of Crystalchime. Bridget seems disinclined to leave her comfy warm stable.
She can stay.
She takes another giant bite of hay and just looks at you with a, you know what, you go on ahead.
There were a couple other paths yesterday, right, Cora? Do you think you can navigate them again?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Do I still have the raccoons? Did they leave?
They left the kitchen they were evicted from, but some of them wandered straight back into other yards.
That's not my problem.
Not our problem.
At least it's not your problem.
We kept that kitchen from exploding. That's good enough.
Exactly.
I'm gonna get my blanket.
Smart.
My ugly blanket. And just...
Yep. So you're heading back to the crossroads area.
Yeah. And I will absolutely be bundling up in my worm cape and using my
Prepare for the cold.
hiking staff for...
Oh, our walking sticks.
Your walking sticks. I mean, everyone has a walking stick from Ryuutama. Even coming into Crystalchime, you saw the little stone dragon statues on the side of the road that hold walking sticks for people who feel like they've reached a point in their life where they need to take a new walking stick or pick up their stick for the first time and go on their journey. Can I please get travel checks, my darlings?
Are we on the road again? Like, would you say we are on a road again, or no?
I would call it a road.
Okay, cool.
Ish.
So,
It is colder than yesterday. It is overcast, and there is a very cold wind, which means the conditions are a little harsher than yesterday.
so Dex strength.
Yes.
Don't forget, or don't worry, I have not forgotten to reduce one of my die.
Very good. I was actually going to ask Levi if he ever remembered his well-traveled, but
Oh.
Oh, I should ask, what's the penalty for failing my morning check?
no, that is not a there isn't a direct penalty for getting a bad condition check. It just means that the rest of the day you are more likely to get a negative condition or injury. So say your condition is like a 2 or a 4. If you like twist your ankle and I roll to see if that gets you an injured check, the chance that you'll meet the target of 8 is negligible because your condition is already so bad. It just makes you more prone to bad things the rest of the day. Travel checks.
That'd be an 8 for me.
Okay. And just to check, Panda, you are using your permanent +1 on these.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
I got a 13.
Very good.
I'm having math questions. So for
help.
the travel check, it's -1 for the cold, right?
Unless you... No. The travel check has a target number that is determined by the weather and the terrain. So the target number has gone up.
That's why
1.
it's the plus. Okay. Okay. So and then so I don't add anything from my items for this.
God damn it. Hang on.
We love dogs in this chat.
We do.
They're
All our
good
little fur
puppers.
friends.
Do we?
Yes.
Do we really?
Look at those puppers, those huskies in Crystalchime. They're getting excited.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of chaos. There's probably a raccoon trying to ride a husky at this point.
Probably.
Right. We were doing travel check math.
So I do add items though.
If you have anything that helps against cold, or if you have anything that helps on mountainous or rocky terrain.
Yeah. Okay, so I have 9.
9.
I have a 10.
A 10. Look at you all succeeding on your travel checks. Well done. Some of you got a little closer to familiar than others, but well done. You travel without harm, so you don't lose any hit points. And those of you that lost hit points yesterday, you gained half of what you lost back because you had a night's rest.
Yay.
So hopefully none of you are near instant death. Speaking of traveling, Cora, would you like to make a direction check? Well, say you find your way back to the crossroads easily enough because you traveled there yesterday and it was like left at the Red Rock and then you're there again. Trying to find the way from here though.
Can I help her today?
Sure.
Int.
Int.
That is an 8.
Okay.
And Cora has a 9.
Right, so that brings you up to a 10. So yes, you can see which track leads to which village. They're the large ones, big enough for a rather massive elk to trundle along. But you also notice some smaller tracks that don't look like they're usually being used by hoofed creatures.
We have another die decrease, everybody.
Because chat loves you.
I love chat.
We do love chat. For charity.
For charity.
Yes.
Just in time for me to ask about herb gathering along the way.
Oh no.
Yeah, oh, wonderful. Why, yes, you can gather herbs along the way. You can roll for that as well.
I got a 5.
5. Is anyone helping you?
Oh no.
Just out of curiosity.
If she's looking for tracks and stuff, Cora would already be looking at the ground. So she could keep her eye out for if Keelo had mentioned what he was looking for. She
Have
could
you,
help.
Keelo?
I want Healy herbs.
That is an
Herbs.
incredibly helpful description.
The kind that heal.
Yep.
What page are they?
With that description, I'm gonna have Cora roll at a -1 though.
Yeah, what it was
Look, what do you want? Healy herbs.
Healy
Hey,
herbs.
You know.
what stats was it? Int and
Strength.
int and
Strength and int. Yep. It's a bizarre
So
combo.
8. Was there a dice? No, there was a dice decrease, right?
Yes, there is a dice decrease, and I
Yeah,
gave you
yeah.
-1 because of the very helpful description.
All right, so 7.
7. Which brings Keelo up to a 6, which is not enough.
Yay.
What does it look like, Keelo, when you're looking for Ely herbs?
The whole time we're walking, you said it was overcast today?
It is. There's no sun to help keep you warm at all.
All right. So I don't have my parasol out, but the whole time I'm just kind of hiking along and looking at the side of the road and going back and forth between the left side and the right side. And normally when I'm gathering herbs, I would be wandering in and amongst the trees and poking through the bushes and just everywhere. But since I'm not feeling so great today, I am just looking on the side of the road. So I am not making a whole lot of effort to find anything. So it's just kind of, anything here? No. Anything here? No.
I think at one point Cora points out a flawless healing herb to you, which is on this rocky outcropping out of your reach, and you just sort of go, "Ugh." Just the thought of going up there is just
Too far.
no, too far.
Too far. Anywhere but in the mountains, I do that.
So Cora, which of the small non-elk sized tracks would you like to follow? There's one that goes towards a little area that has just crappy shrubbery, because I want to say the word shrubbery. There's one that leads towards some more pools with a little waterfall. And there's one where you can't quite tell where it goes.
My name's Anniek. I like to complain about words with S's, but then I also really want to say the word shrubbery.
Look, shrubbery is a great word, and I have the Logitech hub de-essing my lisp.
Can I get the ones
Go.
that Cora pointed out for Keelo? What?
Do you have the herbalism skill? Because
No,
otherwise you're
never
rolling
mind.
at a very bad disadvantage.
Nope, never mind.
It's the part where you give him the leaves when he needs the roots,
Okay, never
and
mind.
everyone gets poisoned.
Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt, Eva. Go ahead.
No. Do we? Excuse me. Those dreams, y'all. Of course, a sleepy bean. Do any of those tracks, those non-elk tracks, A, look like raccoons, and B, are any of them like noteworthy?
I think in the interest of time, I'm going to point out that the one that leads towards the waterfall looks incredibly tempting to you.
It sounded incredibly tempting. I just wanted to make sure that wasn't like an Eva move. Decisively, Cora
We're
is
going to grab a nice
say,
big clue bat.
aha, this way. This seems like our best bet.
Doesn't it just?
Well, I trust you. You've been nothing but
Might be
right so far.
Scenic, if nothing else.
Oh, another good word. Scenic.
Scenic is good.
Scenic is fine. I love scenic
shrubberies.
rights.
Scenic is super.
Stacy
Alright.
says the shrubberies are scenic.
Stacy can. Oh, PG-13.
The game might be
Okay.
PG-13, but my channel is not.
That is fair. Also, if you read the entire book, Ryuutama is not PG-13. Like, if you ever get a black Ryujin, this game is messed up, and I love it. Anyway, currently not playing a black Ryujin, so you're walking across a stony underground towards a small cluster. Now I'm gonna be mindful of the S in every word. A small cluster of hot springs. Where the back one is being especially splashy because it has a waterfall. You feel warm, sulfuric smelling mist. Why is the S in everything?
It's a common consonant. Oh, this is pretty.
It really is.
Levi, isn't it
You
pretty?
know, really inspires you to write something, doesn't it? Play a little ditty. But now I don't think is the time, unless you want some music. Maybe musical soothe the savage dragon. I don't know. What music do dragons even like? Do you think they're fans of strings, or do you think they're more percussive beasts?
I don't know. That throat singing from yesterday was pretty cool.
Wind chimes are nice.
Wind chimes are nice. Yes, I like wind chimes. I don't have any on me.
I'm a fan of strings. You did just get that new, what is it, a lute?
I think so. Something like that. That's what I want to call it, anyways. Until I find out I've been wrong this whole time, and then I'll make do from there. Why change what ain't broke?
Maybe let's take a quick look at the waterfall. I wonder if the temperature is really cold or really warm in the back one, because hot springs, cold waterfall, it's probably cold.
There's a lot of steam. It's hard to see. Where are you looking?
Keelo, do you want to look with? Do you want to take a bath and maybe see if that'll help from like your tiredness from this morning, or do we want to just look?
I mean, we have been walking a whole lot. And I could get a good vantage point from below the waterfall. Okay, and I just start do basically the same thing as yesterday as I start walking over towards the pool and disassemble and plop myself into the water and just float and look up the walls to see if there's like paths or what.
As you're floating on your back, you notice that yes, the hot spring is hot, and yes, the waterfall is cold, making the water like you would think would like even out and make nice lukewarm water. It just means that there's pockets of cold water in between the warm that you occasionally drift into, annoyingly. You get the feeling there's a space behind the waterfall.
I think there's something behind the waterfall. I can smell
You can
it.
sort of make out what Keelo is saying in between the roar of the waterfall and the blurbling of water.
Did y'all hear me? I think there's something behind the waterfall.
I'm sorry. One more time, Keelo.
Something like what?
Is there
I
a
go to
dragon?
I stop floating and I just gesture through the water, like gesture towards the waterfall, and then I like trudge through it, and
Okay.
I will climb out.
Can you roll me strength dex, please,
Oh no!
to resist the effort of the water trying to sweep you away on slick rock?
What a brave little thing. Taking one for the team. I appreciate that.
I love Levi.
We have a
Sure.
die increase, everybody.
Look at Chet
I just-
actually being nice to you.
I just rolled an 8.
Nice. That is enough to successfully clamber up into the cave behind the waterfall. Do you immediately go in deeper, what appears to be a cavernous space, or do you wait for the rest?
Oh, I'm waiting.
If I point out that there's something golden and shimmery more towards the back, do you still wait?
Yes.
I applaud your willpower. Cora, Henry, Levi, you don't see Keelo anymore. You heard something garbled about, I think there's something behind the waterfall.
We can't let him go alone?
No,
But you
no,
can't.
we can't.
Well, we're not.
We
I'd
should.
rather not have a spirit haunting me.
Is there any way around, or is the only way through the pool?
There's, if you look closer, you definitely need to get in the water and swim through.
Cora would like to do that and follow Keelo behind the waterfall.
Strength dex for you as well.
Do you want to go first, Levi? I can take up the rear.
That's a good place to be taken. All right. Well,
So about this whole PG-13 thing. Henry, as you and Levi are talking double entendres, you turn your head just in time to see Cora bravely jump into the water, swim towards where the waterfall meets the hot spring, get clobbered by the water coming down over the ledge, and go under.
I'm coming, Cora. Come on, Levi. Let's go. Let's go help her.
all right. Well, we can't let him go alone. Let's dive right in, shall we say?
Yeah, I want to help Cora.
Okay, you all dive into the water. Well, all. The two of you dive into the water. Strength dex, please.
And I have an increase and a decrease, so...
Pick one. Pick one for each.
I had an increase, and I had my worst roll yet.
I have a T10 and a D4, let's put it that
The
way.
dice giveth and the dice taketh away.
That is a 7.
A 7. You don't hurt.
That is a 6.
A 6. So, Levi, you pretty much managed to save yourself. Henry, you do reach Cora.
Yay.
Cora's thrashing. You're under the water. I don't know how experienced of a swimmer Cora is, but if you know anything about turbulent water, it is very hard to orient what is up and what is down. You're gulping in water, but at one point your flailing arm catches on something or someone. Henry, you found Cora.
I found Cora.
I think I need another strength dex to see if Cora pulls you down or if you both come back up.
Okay, I can do
Are
that.
we both rolling, or?
No, if Henry makes it, like you can see if you assist Henry by not trying to drown them, which will also call strength dex and just make it an assist roll.
Anniek, you're
Oh.
gonna have fun with this.
Don't forget, we have a fumble point.
What does the fumble point do, though? Just add a +1?
It gives you a +1, yes.
Well, we got another fumble point because I got 2 1s.
Beautiful. In that case, Cora, your assist doesn't matter because in Ryuutama,
I had a
also known as
10.
the Orient Trail, A fumble's a fumble. Cora, you're so relieved someone is here to help you. You just grab on in your panic and pull. Henry, you go under the water, and with a fumble, I'm pretty sure you hit your head on a rock.
Oh.
Levi, the water turns reddish, and even though Cora surfaces, Henry does not.
Well, that's not good. Can I hand Cora my loot? Hold on to this. It wasn't cheap. And then, can I attempt to dive back under and look for Henry?
Yes. You can pick. Diving under is strength dex if that's your main focus, and if you're mainly focusing on finding and grabbing Henry, that's dex int. I'll let you pick which one you roll.
You said the second one was Dex Int?
Yep.
All right, let's do that.
All right.
That is a 10.
You hear huskies baying in the distance, probably those raccoons still messing people up, but you manage to grab Henry by the collar. Fortunately for you, Henry is moderately unconscious, so doesn't struggle and doesn't pull you back under, and you can sort of at least get Henry's head above water, who is spluttering, but breathing.
Ow. Thanks, Levi.
No problem. Don't try and get ahead next time.
Okay.
I'll say that it took about 2 hit points, though,
Okay, that's fair.
because that's not good.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you, Levi.
Levi's the MVP here.
But I've been called a lot of things, but that's a first. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Keelo, they're taking a really long time.
Okay. I waited long
You
enough.
do hear thrashing and spluttering, and considering you have a little fox nose and eyes, there's a bit of red in the water.
Huh. How dark is it in the cave here?
Where you're standing, it looks pitch black, other than that little glowy bit at the end.
Oh, that's no good. Okay. I would like to cast a low-level incantation magic, please.
Okay.
And I would like to, I don't know, pick up a rock and
Okay.
cast Pure Crystal Light on it. Crystal Light! So 2 magic points, and it gives off a white light similar in intensity to the glow of a lantern. So now I have a glow rock.
You have a glowing rock.
And I just start shining it into the cave and still like looking back towards the waterfall. Everybody okay?
Yes.
I'm just gonna assume everything's fine. You're taking a long time there. Everything's good.
Henry, Cora, and Levi, considering you're like next to or in the waterfall, you can hear Keelo yell something, but you can't quite make out the words because water and noise. Keelo, it is a cave. There are... I feel like I should make you roll for this. I mean, there's tracks on the floor. If you want to have a closer look at those, you can roll a check. But there's definitely tracks and marks on the floor.
There's tracks and marks here. And something glittery. Hello?
Henry, Cora, Levi. You're sort of the three of you clinging together in the water.
I want to try to get up there.
Okay.
I would attempt to scamper up, yeah.
Rank dex.
Cora is not going to be scampering. She's going to be being
Slow
very
and deliberate.
careful. Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Strength dex.
I got a die increase, so I'm going to do that quick.
That would be an 8.
It's also
Okay.
an 8 for Cora.
9.
Both look at the three of you making it through. Keelo, your friends come popping up from the waterfall. Henry has a bleeding head wound, and Cora is carrying a 2-string lute for some reason.
Which she will head back to Levi.
Okay.
Oh, here, you probably want this back. It is very nice, though.
Keelo is holding a glowing rock that illuminates the first part of the cave, but doesn't seem to have much of an effect further in. And there are, in fact, marks on the floor.
Oh, Henry, you're bleeding. And I'll rush over. I smell like wet dog. As I like lean in and I like shine the rock in your face.
It's bright.
And in your eyes, like a doctor would to check your vision.
Pupils are dilating and reactive.
Okay, that's good. That's good. How does it feel when I touch it and I like poke your head?
Ow.
Okay, that's what I thought. One more time, and I like give one more jab.
Is this necessary?
Okay. Yes. Hold still for just a moment, and I like
Mild concussion.
I hold the rock out to Levi. Could you hold this for a moment, please?
Sure thing.
Thank you. And I take your head in both my hands. And
Healing headbutt?
before I do anything, I look to everyone and said, "Did y'all grab my stuff?" I'm still like completely disrobed. Okay. This should take care of it. And I like jerk you down to head height and I lick your face. And I would like to cast Cura, the curing magic.
Yep.
Cure touch.
Cure
I
touch.
roll int. I roll my int. And oh hey, look, 2. You heal 2. As like the instant I lick you, you feel like this warmth just kind of spread from where the saliva is, and it just mends your face.
Gross, but thank you. I feel better.
Good.
Nice.
Well, I guess it's true. You really can take a good licking.
Anyway,
Anyway.
do we want to keep looking or turn back?
I point a
Man,
paw.
we're here.
There was something shiny in the back.
Oh,
And look, Cora, tracks. And I point at the dust.
Ooh. Are they of interest, Anniek? I assume they're non-elk. Can I
They
tell
are
what they
definitely not elk, which is saying a lot. There's also, interesting enough, they're not raccoon either. Roll. Dex int.
What are numbers? Oh God. Okay, not that one. That's a not.
A 9. So there are recent tracks that look like they were made by little reptilian paws, and there are very old tracks that look like booted feet.
Wow, it looks like there are recent little reptilian paw prints and some older booted prints.
oh. I wonder if we'll find anything. I wonder what we're. I guess there's only one way to see what they are, right?
There is, Henry, with that head wound, maybe you shouldn't go in front.
Yeah, but Keelo helped. I'll still come. Don't worry. I feel much better.
Good. Okay.
Okay. You're heading deeper into this cave? Who's taking point?
I guess I will.
Okay. So the glowing rock Keelo has, it illuminates your little group, but as you go deeper into the cave, it doesn't do anything to push back the darkness anymore. It stays dark around you. You go in a little further and a little further, and that golden glitter Keelo mentioned earlier turns out to be on the walls of this cave. And as you go deeper, they go from veins in the rock wall to almost paintings or drawings. You see beautiful vistas. You see a tray of cupcakes. You see a diamond ring and a man on his knee. You see Henyen and Henry on a dragon flying through clouds of flowers. You see Levi performing to a cheering crowd, holding up a book of music that is just only original works. You see fruit in every shape and form, plump and delicious. You see fields of flowers miles across. On the ground, you see scattered pages as if torn from a book. The deeper you go, you find more signs that maybe someone used to live here. There are scattered belongings. There are abandoned bags. And as you reach even deeper into the cave, you see a little dragon on a ledge as he is weaving magic, adding more dreams to the walls and ceiling of this cave, because when you look up, it is a tall structure and the dreams go all the way to the top. And on a bed nearby is a still figure.
Well, I'll be. That's something else. That's a sight for some eyes.
Cora's just gonna quietly watch things for a moment. She'll pause, like, just inside the room. Not backing up anyone behind her. She'll kind of step to the side, but...
Oh. Have they noticed us?
No, they are very busy with this dream they're weaving. It seems to be quite complex. There's a whole background which almost looks like a classroom, and people in robes, and someone getting an important piece of paper from somewhere. They're working on getting all the details just right. And if you look around you a little more, there is a cracked egg nearby. And again, scattered pages of books. You assume some empty spines on the floor.
Keelo, we maybe want to go see check on the person, you and me, or...
Why me?
Because you know how to heal people, and I'm assuming you know medical stuff.
You'd think that, and I just start walking.
Levi, Cora, do you want to... And I motion off to the little dragon.
You got it.
Okay.
Hey. That's really beautiful. What are you working on?
As you begin speaking to it, it loses its spell and it sort of fizzles out. And it just looks at you in alarm and looks for a little rock outcropping to hide behind.
Hey. Hey, it's okay. We're here to help, I guess. We don't mean you any harm.
It looks at you quizzically and scampers down from its little ledge. And it picks up a book. Or rather, a cover of a book with a few pages still in it, and sort of holds it out to you.
I'll take it. What's...
It is a Book of Summer, which is a book a Ryujin would record stories in to feed to a dragon, so it hatches well when the seasons change. But this book is in bad shape, and it's half empty.
Oh no.
Keelo, where are you going?
Well, Henry thinks I would be helpful to the person laying in the bed, so I am cautiously approaching.
Okay.
And I'm slowly coming up behind Keelo as well, while the other two interact with the dragon.
The figure in the bed is mostly human, apart from the dragon horns and patches of scales that you can see. They are also dead and have been for a while.
Mm.
I think, considering you live in the world of Ryuutama, you would know this is a Ryujin. They would normally be tasked with gathering the stories for the dragons.
Oh no.
There is a journal tucked under one arm.
Delicately borrow that. Like, lift the hand, take the journal for a moment, put it back respectfully, and hold the journal out for Henry. Do we know what usually happens to a Ryujin after they pass away?
Do we?
I know. It's a very rare thing.
Mm-mm.
I have no idea what we should be doing here.
I think regardless, we should give them a respectful burial.
Well, if I may interject, Ryujin's whole point is to gather stories to feed the dragon, correct? So, if this Ryujin passed before giving the dragon enough stories, maybe it's borrowing and making its own stories, or trying to feed itself. Maybe if we contribute to the pool of stories, maybe we can make it feel a little bit better and make life a little easier. But that's just my 2 copper.
I think after... if we could fill the book, but it's already hatched. I don't know.
Well,
Can't hurt.
what's the other book that's on the ground? That's full. If I pick up a page, like what's on that page for the broken book?
Sorry, I had to click on it. The broken book, the last page is an exciting adventure story of a faraway place way up north where there was a giant mechanical cat and it was threatening the surrounding area.
Well,
It's riveting. A more days than one. The journal you're holding simply has the name Zia on it.
I can try fixing this book of stories. I don't know how much it will help, but it would be something. Can I attempt a repair check?
You can.
Actually, can I have an idea? My personal object is actually it's an old worn journal, somewhere between travelogue, songbook journal, and just kind of a bit of like, bard's thoughts. Um, but if you're trying to fix the book, could you maybe like, I don't know, pick out some of these and see if any of them fit in there? Uh, Figure maybe it could go to a good cause.
I can do that.
Please roll your repair check. With assistance.
With assistance. So I gotta roll strength and dex. -1. Does Levi need to roll for assistance, or do I just add something?
Levi gets to assist, yes.
Okay, so repair checks
Since
are...
he's sacrificing his book.
Yeah, so strength dex for repair check. Okay. My repair check is without assistance a 9.
Okay, Levi. Strength dex as well.
You said strength, correct?
Strength dex.
Yes, that's
Yes,
going to be a
strength
6.
dex. A 6. So you focus on this journal. The easiest part is the superficial damage. It's like all the parts are still there. It's just a matter of making it all fit together properly and getting rid of some of the more mysterious stains. But the real work is merging Levi's book with this book of summer. But the book is made to absorb stories and songs. So some of your more random thoughts are left behind, but your music and your travel journals are used to fill the pages of this book again. It's not quite full, but it's very close. All this while, this dragon is watching you intently.
Could I offer to add, I assume since dragons are so prevalent, I would have heard stories of like great dragons and
Oh yes.
adventurous dragons and good, kind dragons, right?
Yes.
Is there a way for me to parlay my well-spoken skill into adding a dragon story?
Well, once Henry finishes repairing this book, if you hold the book while telling a story, the words will appear on the page. If you craft a story well enough. So
That's a very handy skill for a book to have. Cora would look at the wormling dragon baby, little baby skeezer,
dragon baby.
dragon baby. Well, she starts to recount some of her favorite stories about the smartest and bravest dragons. Not that she's necessarily met, but that she's heard of in her travels. Particular emphasis on the kind and brave ones. Not the
important lessons to impart on an unformed dragon.
Yes.
Please don't eat the countryside.
Weird that. The helpful, clever dragons.
All right. The helpful, clever dragons. You spin this tale, and you are well spoken. and words continue filling up this book. It seems like you're going to fill it up, but every time you reach what would be the ending, a few more pages appear.
Once Cora and we're all set repairing the book, I'd like to hold it out to the little dragon. This is for you.
He hops up and looks at it. Sort of motions with little dragon paws to put it on the ground. And then motions again to whoever is currently holding the Ryujin's journal. You have the feeling that it wants the Ryujin's tale to be added to this book so they're not forgotten.
I would have handed it back to Keelo while I was repairing the journal. The other journal.
So many journals.
So many journals.
Keelo is just sort of pointing at that journal you're holding and back to the book.
Yes, these are both books.
You
Think
get
add
slapped
the-
with a dragon tail.
I think add the journal to the.
What?
Put the journal with the other book.
What, just like push them together? Henry, hold out the book.
I hold out the book.
As you're
Put them
awkwardly pushing these two books together, there is a similar golden glow to what all the memories on these cave walls and ceilings are showing. Not the entire journal joins the Book of Summer, but the final story. And it doesn't they're not like pages merging into pages. This story splashes itself out onto this cave walls, pushing other memories aside, and you see a dreadful avalanche about to tear down several of these villages, and you see this Ryujin that is dead on that cot, spending the last of their life energy to turn this avalanche aside, expending just a little more than they had, and making it back to the cave in time to say sorry to this baby dragon. And with that, the Book of Summer completed closes, and this little black and gray dragon that was before you changes into a proper fall dragon. Little orange oak leaf ears, brass golden wings, branches for feet, and it just sits there looking proud. And that's where we're going to end today, at least for as far as Ryuutama goes.
He made a
Congratulations, you made a
Oh.
fall dragon.
Oh,
Ah, we did it. Good job, team.
my
Love it.
heart.
You're all fantastic. Couldn't have done it without you.
Way to not drown, team.
Woohoo.
Way to not mostly drown.
Y'all did great.
No, you.
You did.
Minor trauma, but we did it. Good job. I'm proud of y'all.
Yes.
Head wound Henry.
Yeah, head wound Henry.
I'm
So-
sorry I made everybody sad at 9 a.m. in the morning.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's you either scare us to death or you make us cry. There's no in between.
This is accurate.
So
Or both.
Thank
Or both.
you. Thank you, everyone, for this fantastic start to game 1 of 4 for the B-Day Bash charity stream for JDRF International and the Barton Center for Diabetes Education. We will be back in about 1 hour at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a game of Phasmophobia where a bunch of us, some experts and some completely brand new, Abby, good luck, And we're going to do some fun spooping for a couple hours before we have 2 more TTRPG games. There is thank you, Dax, for putting the schedule in chat. Let's quickly go around and just say who we are and where you can find us, and then we will hop out for a break and we'll be back at 1 p.m. Since I'm already talking, I'll go first. Hi, I'm Mare. This is my Twitch account. I do TTRPG stuff here and on Open for Adventure. I'm not going to go into too much detail because today is about charity and not about what our individual pursuits, but you can find me on Twitter at Archmage of Dice. And yeah, it's in the chat. It's in the chat thing, so that's about it. Favorite part. Let's do a favorite part. I liked it when Keelo licked me to heal me. That was hilarious. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next, I guess. Hi, I'm Wren, and I'm interrupting Cow today. You can find me on Twitter and on my own Twitch at Thorny Dryad. That's like a prickly bush. And like Mare said, you can check out my stuff to see what I'm up to. I'm not going to harp on anything else today. My favorite part about today, besides raising money for charity already, my favorite part about today's game was Anniek's impression of a ferret.
You're welcome. I'll go next then, since I was just lauded for my ferret impersonation, and it's just funny to make Eva wait even longer every time she unmutes to get going. My name is Anniek. You can find me on Twitter at Anniekster. I also won't harp on any of my projects. I will point out that if certain donation goals are met, you can win a watercolor by me. Look, I paint things. So if you want to be eligible for cool paintings, donate to charity. Oh, my favorite part of today. Oh, there were so many good ones. I think everybody's faces when I first described a whole herd of naked people tromping by, followed by Keelo disassembling on their way to the hot springs. Cute naked fox.
Okay. Hi, I'm Eva. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter and wherever books are sold. And I had the joy of playing Cora today. My favorite part of Mare's birthday so far was Anniek's description of our dreams. And I think that's about it. I will say really quick as an example of Anniek's artwork, she does like really cool stuff. So better hit that goal, y'all.
Very, very cool. Panda, did you go?
Well, hey, I'm Panda. I had the pleasure of playing Levi today. You can find me on Twitch, at Twitch and Twitter at SoggyBoglord. Don't have many forks in the fire at the moment, but I am really happy to be able to raise some money for fantastic causes and play with some amazing people. My favorite moment today, gosh, there were so many, but I'm going to go with the absolute chaos, kitchen fire, raccoon wrangling, and just seeing how everybody handled that so differently and amazingly, just wonderfully.
I think that's it. So everybody stick around. In 1 hour, we'll be back for spoops. I apologize in advance for screaming in your ear. It's fine. It will be fine. So yeah, thank you, and we'll see you soon. Bye!